That's Fatal Termination, a very mean and violent movie, and Michael Mukiwai meets a mean demise as well.
Oh, it is. Well, there has actually been quite a lot of talk about it on the forum lately,
Yeah,
and of course I have. Yeah, I think you showed me that scene from the movie, and that is like that's vicious. That's
yeah. But
like it is
it's
something else.
nothing. It's nothing compared to what Philip Coffey does in that movie, which I won't reveal because it's downright fucking shocking, that movie, to be honest. But
Mhm.
it's great. It's a great movie. Uh, Later performances by Maki Mukuwai. He was in this Eric Tsang supported independent shot on video drama called, out of all things, When Beckham Met Owen.
Hmm.
And it is connected to David Beckham and Michael Owen, but it's about kids who likes these soccer players. But it's also about
Uh,
like a kid finding out he's gay, essentially.
right. Yeah, I remember that one now.
It's very, very good. And the latest film I think I saw him in was the Marco Mack directed triad thriller, cop thriller, Woohoo,
Oh yeah, right enough.
with the massive undercover cops plot,
Mhm.
essentially, the massive amount of undercover cop
Mhm.
plot.
He wasn't by any chance in the flick. Was it Brothers
Yeah, yeah, he was
with
in
Andy
that.
Lau?
Yeah, exactly. He was the lead in that. Played a triad boss. Played Ethan Chan's brother, so
Right, right.
elder brother, and he's grown into his looks as well. He looks good, I think.
Mhm.
Could be a heavy nowadays, a little bit more easier.
Mhm.
And this is still like one of the many handsome 80s profiles.
Mhm.
This is a long dream sequence, though.
It is. It's really one of these things you expect to be 3 minutes, but it suddenly turns into a Ricky Lau movie.
And this is the thing. I don't know if you agree on this. That this movie doesn't have to be great all the way through, and you can certainly say that pacing issues.
Mhm.
This scene has pacing issues, and a lot of other scenes has pacing issues. But that is funny.
Mhm.
Uh, but it's that thing with Hong Kong cinema, especially 80s, that it doesn't have to be great to be classic. Uh,
Yeah.
because I'm sure the Winners and Sinners and Lucky Stars movies, they're great occasionally.
Mhm. But of course they do suffer for everything. Where like in the middle, it does get a little slow.
Yeah. So
Ah.
then I
Uh,
thought,
there is a great scene later on where it is Michael Mew jumping out of the dream, and he's met with, of course, a man we'll talk about later on. I'll reference that scene then, but
hmm,
man, it is like this movie is trippy.
it's a wonderful montage coming up with because he wants out of the experiment, and and
Yeah,
and there's a
it's sort of like
montage.
a love hate montage.
Exactly, exactly. I don't want to do it. Now I want to do it because there's a slight promise that he will get some action on Emily Chu. And
Mhm,
there's like 3 or 4 cuts. Like, I don't want to do it. Get me out of here. I'm never doing it again. Never, ever, 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 ever. And
mhm,
and then he has dinner, for instance, and then he's back, and then he's out. So he's a gullible. He's a gullible
mhm.
one.
I give up forever.
Come on, I beg you. Okay. And it's a feeble mind here, but what's coming up is this shameless excuse for a love scene,
Mhm.
a steamy love scene with panties being slowly pulled down.
Yeah, that was like one of those scenes. Like, whoa, that's damn. The
Bam,
bear hill.
chick,
No one
bam.
walks in during I'm watching this.
That's I'm not going to talk about that as much yet, but it's one of the it comes with a twist, though, but it's still
Mhm.
shameless, still very, very shameless. Um, I don't know. I want to start talking a little bit about Eric Tsang, Tsang Chi-wai,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna bring up a quote I read on the View from the Brooklyn Bridge website. So, start of the quote: "The idea that one day the Hong Kong International Film Festival would honor Eric Tsang by choosing him as filmmaker in focus in 2008 would have sounded totally bizarre back in the 80s, as if it was an announcement from a parallel dimension. You mean that funny-looking guy with the short, rotund body, the mortar-sized and shaped head, and an infantile laugh? Yeah. To most of us, still quoting, he registered only as a frantically eye-popping comedic actor, who appeared to be just barely on the plus side of mental retardation. But it would be true. It would be true because Eric Sang has done a lot of things to earn him that honor, a lot of honor. But we'll get back to that. Here's the cruise. Here's the filter, the foggy filter movie, and what's
It's like this like smooth electric keyboards.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a deleted scene from like Raped by an Angel 7.
Done pre-category 3 craze.
It was really one of those moments like, right, she's got to slap him. Like, wait. Then you realise, like, this is... His dream is like, oh Christ, this movie does go in all directions.
Yeah. But I like
this scene could be rated.
I like the twist, though, because it's...
Smoke.
Okay, guys, smoke machine. All these distracting things when you're shooting a movie, which, of course, they didn't shoot sync sound for this, so they could have whatever sound going on. Loud sound of the film camera going around. But, yeah. The twist is fun, though, but it's still shameless. That Miyuki willingly or unwillingly, invades her dream. And there's a great reaction shot of Emily's soon here. We're going to wait for it, because it looks... I don't know. Does it go on for much longer? Does it go steamy? I don't remember this properly. A lot of sweat.
It is one of these things like, Jesus, how could I commentate this scene and not come off sounding perverted? So I think for the meantime I will just keep going pound
saxophone in the background.
We're just waiting for some guy with sunglasses to lean in.
Yeah.
But this is pretty much going on full on.
And it's pacing issues as well, because it clearly goes on. Here we go. And she's obviously massaging herself. Yes. But look at that reaction. Where she... Yeah, she deserves a slap as well. I think she's going to get that. I think. I want to make a reference to Charlie Cho, by the way. Because Charlie would gladly, and he was gladly in movies where he had out-of-body experiences, willingly, just to fuck. Develop rape and all this hunting evil spirit movie that they did. Charlie Cho in his tighty whities walking around possessing other people just to fuck. That's that's good stuff.
I always feel sorry for Eric Sang's character.
It really goes. Again, Alan Chan's asshole cop is behind all this.
The guy just wants to rent some videos.
Porn VCDs, maybe.
Now he's getting his ass kicked by triads.
He does pretty well defending himself, I think, though, which is, a little bit of good character trait. But I'm going to talk a little bit about Eric Sang before I talk about this scene in the garage. He played football originally, but he needed some extra cash, so he went into the movie industry, trying out as a stuntman, and but more or less was a background performer in movies like Challenge of the Masters and Iron Fisted Monk. You could be seeing a young Eric Sang looking exactly the same. But he started getting writing gigs, editing gigs on 36 Chamber of Shaolin.
I like you can't get your face any more pressed against that window, man.
You got to be a pervert at any moment too. Enter the Fat Dragon he also helped out on the script for, and in 1979 Eric Sang directed the first of two martial arts classics that he directed. A young Eric Sang. First was The Challenger, this great martial arts classic with David Chang, Norman Chu, Philip Ko. It's just fun. And actually fun. The Loot is a lot better that he made afterwards. But one of two of the most intense movies in terms of martial arts action, The Loot and The Challenger. If you have the sound on for this scene in the garage where he's being chased, I like that the score starts and stops. When as soon as he runs, essentially the score starts, and then it stops. Essentially, it's actually timed kind of after